This video number 3, is going to start with the 5 methods that I have come up with that I have found to help my clients transition in their careers. So now I want to move into the most important part of this presentation. How do we transition smoothly throughout our careers? What are some of the fundamental things that we need to be doing? The first method is planning. Yes, failing to plan, plan to fail. So there's so much planning that needs to take place. You're probably aware, just like I am, that we're not living in our parents' generation. We cannot just expect our children to go out, become excellent clerical typists. That's what the expectation that my dad had for me. Just go out and learn all these clerical skills, be a fast typist, find a nice company that is solid, has good growth opportunities inside, maybe someday move up to be a supervisor or something, and then after 30 years retire. Well, it just doesn't work that way anymore. So we still need to do some planning. In an ideal world, we would be given the opportunities as high school students or college students with all of these opportunities to learn about different career fields and vocations, but that's just not the case. So with that being said, we still need to do some planning. There are things that we can be doing, or things that we can be working on or planning on, and we need to plan on how are we going to present ourselves. Yes, branding ourselves. You know, branding used to be thought of with products or companies, but now branding is done with ourselves. How are we going to be presenting ourselves? We present ourselves through our resume. So where are we going to be looking for a new job or a career? What do we actually want in a new job or a career? How are we going to go about looking for work? How many resumes are you going to actually be sending out? And to whom? And to how often? So have you set a schedule? Some planning, serious planning needs to be done. Are you going to revamp your resume? If you are you going to do it yourself or are you going to hire someone to do it? Do you have a great cover letter so that you can show them in a minute's notice how great you are and why they need to continue to read? So many times I don't even go past a cover letter to read the resume. So the cover letter is basically an introducing yourself saying how great you are. So are you going to do that? Well, let's look at some of those things that we need to plan on. Okay, these are just some of the things that you should have in your portfolio. You should always carry extra resumes around. You should tailor your resume to make sure that it meets the job description or the job board or the site that you're looking at. So make sure your resume has the same keywords as the job description. Now, no lying is not allowed. So we have to be honest, but we need to make sure that we revamp or utilize a different resume for each job, different type that we are looking for. So if you were looking to go into a clerical job, you would not necessarily want to present them with the same career or same resume as if you were going into a management job. So bring along with you pen and paper. Have that in your portfolio. Letters of references and recommendations. You need to keep these with you at all times, especially if you're in that job hunting mode. You need certifications or licensures that you carry. You make sure that you have copies of those in your portfolio. Also, just basic identification information. It's amazing how many people will go to a job interview and not even have their driver's license or social security card on them, or not even bring their resume because they think that, okay, I've sent it in, I mailed it in, or I sent it electronically, and that HR person is just sitting there looking at your resume only. That's not necessarily the case. So you need to have multiple copies of your resume. And last but not least, make sure that you have updated your names and dates of everything. This is probably one of the largest areas that I see omitted is not giving accurate dates and names of employment, and also references and those accurate telephone numbers, up-to-date telephone numbers. So already I've mentioned to you several things that we need to do to be planning. Planning is crucial at this stage. Now I want to go ahead and give you a scenario of how planning takes place. This is a client of mine. I'm just changed her name. Her name is Mary now, and she just graduated this year, May 2020, with a bachelor's degree in health information management. So I was eager to work with her to help her out. Now, this is Mary's story. Mary was down, very, very frustrated. She lives in another state in a rural area, about 30 minutes to an hour drive to a large city. So Mary had been going on interviews throughout her college education. So what Mary did is she went to the college, and she had those that are in the professional arena there that could help her revamp her resume. And they did. They did an excellent job. But they tailored her job to look like she was looking for something with what she was already doing. Now, Mary has 5 years experience working in a convenience store. In fact, she was told that she was going to be in management, but that never happened. But yet they were utilizing her as a manager. So she knew how to open the store, close the store, do everything in between, and hiring people. But she was frustrated. So that's why she went a different direction and wanted to get her degree in HIM. Now, with Mary being so frustrated and everything, she showed me her resume, and yes, lo and behold, it was a nice resume, but it was tailored for her to go and find another job at another convenience store. Mary didn't want another job at a convenience store. Mary wanted to utilize her degree. So what I did is I took her resume and I just shifted things around. I didn't take anything off. I didn't throw anything out. I just turned things around and revamped it, made her education look like one of the most important things, because it is. That's very great to have that accomplishment. So with just revamping her resume, within 1 week, she had a job interview for the job that she wanted. Now, she's still waiting to hear back to see if she has that job, but now she feels like she has the type of resume that she needs to go forward. So, that is one way that we can plan. It takes a different mindset. It takes a different way of looking at things, but planning is so important. So we'll be going on to the next step, the next method that you can utilize, and I know it will help you tremendously. So see you in the next video.